Hey everyone, what is up? In today's episode, we're going to take a look at DocuSign, ticker DOCU. We'll take a look at DocuSign's company overview, their financials, the recent Q2 earnings report and presentation, their outlook, risk factors, price target, and final thoughts. For full disclosure, I do not own any shares of DocuSign. I owned it earlier this year, but had to free up some cash for other investments, so DocuSign was one of the companies I parted ways with. Also, this channel is growing, so if you would do me a favor and help this channel grow even more, please give a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think. I recently did a Q1 stock portfolio update on my investing portfolios, so if you want to watch that, the link will be in the description box below. The link to my investing spreadsheet will also be in the description box below. Alright everyone, let's get started. Looking at their company profile, DocuSign is the pioneer in e-signatures and currently the world leader with over 1 million customers. They have a robust product line covering the entire e-signature process from end to end. They have a suite of applications and integrations for automating and connecting the entire agreement process. With DocuSign, you can use their electronic signature segment to send, sign, and succeed with e-signatures. You can use them for contract lifecycle management, where you can automate agreement workflows and management. You can do document generation and negotiation by streamlining agreement generations, review, and approvals. And you can analyze the contracts with the proven AI. With DocuSign, you can lower your costs, save time, and elevate the customer experience. People who use DocuSign save about $36 in time and materials per agreement. They have a 80% faster turnaround time, and DocuSign is well received with a net promoter score of 66, which is on the level of Apple and Amazon. And DocuSign is trusted worldwide. DocuSign e-signatures has signers in 180 countries. You can sign agreements in 44 languages and send them in 14. DocuSign is also highly performant and available. DocuSign's e-signature infrastructure has consistently delivered 99.9% availability with no maintenance downtime, and they're certified and secure. They meet or exceed stringent global security standards. They meet the ISO 27001, which is the highest level of global information security assurance available today. They also meet the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, also known as the GDPR, alongside the binding corporate rules, PCI data security standards, and many more. Looking at their financials, you can see from 2019 to 2021, they doubled their total revenues. COVID-19 definitely played a huge part in that. In 2019, they had revenues of $700 million, and in 2021, they were at 1.4 billion US dollars. From fiscal year 2020 to fiscal year 2021, they saw a 49% increase year over year, which is awesome to see. Looking in the middle, their subscription revenue has gone up significantly from 918 million in 2020 to nearly 1.4 billion in 2021, which is a 50% increase. And from Q2 of their fiscal year in 2021 to Q2 of fiscal year 2022, they saw an increase of $324 million to $493 million, which is a 52% increase. You can see on the right that subscriptions make up 96% of the revenues and 4% come from professional services and other. With an increase in revenues comes an increase in their total cost of revenues. Their total cost of revenues went up from 243 million in 2020 to 364 million in 2021. Their operating expenses such as sales and marketing, research and development, and general and administrative expenses have gone up compared to 2020. And looking at their net loss, this is a company that is still unprofitable to this day. And looking at their balance sheet, they have a pretty healthy balance sheet where their total assets are more than their total liabilities. In 2021, they had total assets of $2.3 billion, which is more than their total liabilities of $2 billion. And looking at their Q2 presentation, they have strong growth in billings and revenue. Looking at the left-hand side in this current fiscal year in Q2, they have $595 million in billings. And looking at the right-hand side in Q2, they have $512 million in revenue. Overall, the trends are going up in both billing and revenue, which is great to see. And DocuSign currently has a large and growing customer base. At the fiscal year of 2021, they had 892,000 customers, and as of right now, they have 1.05 million customers, which is a 42% compound annual growth rate within the past 5 years. And looking at the enterprise and commercial customers, they've seen a jump of 53% compound annual growth rate, going from 125 at the end of fiscal year 2021 to currently 148,000 customers. And DocuSign is improving profitability and cash flow. You can see their operating income in 2020 at $47 million, and in 2021 it was at $181 million. On the right hand side, you can see their free cash flow. In 2020, they had $44 million in free cash flow, and in 2021, they had $215 million. Looking at DocuSign's outlook, I want to take a look at this article, which looks at the future of digital signatures. They're predicting the digital signature market will grow from 2.8 billion US dollars in 2020 to 14.1 billion by 2026, which is a 31% compound annual growth rate. Looking at this graph, you can see that all the regions in the world will see a huge uptick in digital signatures. In the blue, you have North America, in the teal, you have Europe, green is Asia, and yellow is the Middle East and Africa. They're predicting that Europe is going to account for the highest compound annual growth rate during the forecast period, with the awareness of digital signatures in Europe is driven by strong government regulations. What I also like about the outlook of DocuSign is that no matter the industry, agreements are the foundation of doing business. It doesn't matter whether you're in sales, marketing, human resources, finance, or any other industry, you will need to sign documents. And DocuSign has a strong moat working with massive companies around the world. DocuSign is across all verticals, and they are trusted by some of the biggest name brands in the world, such as Netflix, Intuit, Unilever, Microsoft, Apple, AstraZeneca, Expedia, Visa, and many more. This is a company with a strong moat, and they're definitely expanding pretty fast. And DocuSign says that they have more than a $50 billion total addressable market out there, and they're trying to target that with their Agreement Cloud service. Their Sign, which is the world's #1 e-signature, can address $25 billion, and their Prepare, Act, and Manage portion can take another $25 billion. DocuSign is also really comprehensive with over 12 applications that span the entire agreement process. They have the most integrations with over 350 pre-built integrations where work gets done. You can integrate with Google, Salesforce, Apple, and many more name brand companies. And they also have an award-winning API, also known as Application Interface, with over 1,000 customer-built integrations. DocuSign's international growth is expanding with a 71% year-over-year international revenue growth. And in Q2 of their fiscal year, 22% of their total revenue growth came internationally. In my opinion, this is a very strong company with a strong moat expanding rapidly to take up as much market share as possible in a very fast growing industry. Taking a look at the risk factors, this company remains unprofitable. I saw an article from Yahoo Finance that said DocuSign is projected to be profitable sometime around 2024. This ties in with another risk factor, which is competition. With increased competition comes the pressure for DocuSign to continue expanding their sales and marketing, research and development to continue to fend off competitors. This will also be needed to fortify the robust suite of applications that appeals to the market. Adobe is currently their main competitor in the signature market, and Adobe, in my opinion, is a very solid company with a pretty solid signature process flow. Another risk factor is that DocuSign's average subscription contract length is roughly about 1 year. It is up to DocuSign to retain these customers. A drop in subscriptions, especially when it makes up 96% of their total revenues, is pretty massive. I would personally like to see DocuSign start to build up their revenue streams of other alternatives to reduce their dependence on subscriptions when they last on average for a year. And with data comes a lot of pressure from governments around the world centering on data privacy. This will always be a major issue, but DocuSign will need to be up to date meeting these standards. The good thing about DocuSign is that it is currently compliant with the EU's General Data Protection Regulation, which is considered the strictest data laws around the world. Any slip up with data will have a lot of scrutiny towards the company, especially when it's used by the biggest companies in the world. If any of them were to break ties, that could be a very bad image for DocuSign. Looking at DocuSign's 12-month price target, 15 analysts have given their price target with an average of $340, which is a 21% upside from its current price of $281. The lowest price target is $310 and the highest is $389. And looking at their stock price, since the beginning of September, they have lost around $16, which is a 5.4% drop within a week. Overall, in my opinion, DocuSign is a very strong company. For me personally, I'm going to keep this stock very high up on my watch list. Their financials are strong, they're growing, and I think digital signatures are here to stay. COVID-19 accelerated the digital signature market, and time and money are valuable to companies around the world. This is an industry projected to have $14.1 billion in total revenues by 2026. I like their international growth and their total addressable market at $50 billion with the Agreement Cloud. I would like to see them diversifying their revenue streams a bit better, but having the moat and working with the biggest companies in the world is a massive plus to their business. If you like this breakdown and analysis of DocuSign, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.